Today we're going to be looking at some awfully strict parents.
So my sister got screen recorded. What is it? Screen time?
No, yeah, screen time.
Screen time on her phone, and look at this.
I have no type of FaceTime.
No
okay?
FaceTime.
What?
Fast.
Social media apps. No music.
Wait, go back. She can't even have TikTok.
My Bible verse app.
Okay.
My money app with like my food. She took my food away.
She wants you to
Life
starve.
360 and this. She took my period tracker away. She took my journal away. She took my photos away, my camera. YouTube, not even Netflix. my school stuff. I don't understand.
Okay, so what exactly are you meant to do in that film? By the looks of it, you're literally in prison. Imagine needing this level of control over another person. I can't. Well, I'm all for being a strict parent. However, how strict is too strict? Quite clearly, that is controlling. Whenever it comes to parenting, I can understand a parent wants to be strict. They want to look out for the child to protect them. That right there isn't protection. That's controlling. She took my food away. I would die. I mean, I understand that because I probably waste all my money in food delivery apps. However, like the only app she was able to go on to was Gmail and the Bible app. I'm gonna assume maybe her parents are slightly religious, and you're gonna see that in this video. Some of the parents are Christian conservative parents, and they are very, very strict. I guess she gets no period now. Oh my god, yeah, why was the period app blocked? Like, is she meant to guess when she's meant to get her period?
Where you lot going?
La La Land.
For what?
We outside.
It's Monday.
Yeah.
So what's there?
We're outside on Monday.
I could be outside on Monday too.
Okay.
Oh, is the dad gonna come?
Shall I come?
You can get in. Ticket? Yeah, I think it's like full capacity at the moment. You got a wristband? Can get in.
I can't get in, yeah? I can't get in.
No.
I rushed the doors.
Oh, he's actually went in.
I'm gonna find my door in it.
Found them.
I want to see the kid dancing on my leg as a girlfriend right now. Dancing on my leg as a girlfriend right now. If you want to be true.
I love how she just randomly sat down.
What we doing tonight? We outside, huh? What we doing? Alright, try me.
Okay, I low-key love that. Like, I low-key love how he basically broke in and caught her twerking in a guy. What can you actually do in that situation? I mean, by the looks of it, they were locked in their room at the end, so that's probably what I'd be doing. It's the fact that she was vibing with you for a split second before she noticed you're her father. Yeah, I noticed that. Like, she kind of looked at him and thought he was a random man who was dancing around, and then she realized it was her dad. Oh god, no, that's awful. The way she immediately sat down, she was probably hoping that he didn't see her dancing with a guy. But you wanna know something? That dad seems pretty fun, and by the looks of it, he wanted to go out with them the next day.
Isn't it so funny how fathers get so shocked when you won't tolerate the same disrespect they put their wives through? Like, I'm not your wife, sir, and I'm definitely not one of your little friends, and you made that clear. Like, that was the woman you chose. I was the woman that was given to you. Do you see how karma works? No, but actually, like, these men, they'll be the first men that let you down. They'll be your first ever bullies, and then they get so shocked when you don't tolerate their disrespect. Bro, who do you think I learned this behavior from? Or I always say this, but it's like the silver lining to my childhood was that I'm not afraid to fight a man. Like,
there was a saying that I heard a few years ago, which is actually quite interesting. It said something like men will only respect women whenever they have a daughter. But even in some cases, they still don't. The only woman they'll ever love or properly respect is their mother and daughter. Or sometimes neither. Yes, and my dad has little man syndrome, so it was a struggle daily. Oh god, that did seem hard. At 11, my dad slapped me across the face for singing while I was cleaning. I told him if he ever did that again, I would make sure they put him in jail. Wait, so you're 11, your dad's slapping you? That's awful. Some of these people have been put through trauma. Like, I'm telling you, some of these parents should not be having children. My dad would have a heart attack if a man treated me the way he treats my mum. Like, have you seen a mirror? That's exactly what I was talking about. They don't want their daughters to be treated the way they treat other women, mainly because they know the way that they act is wrong.
Are those my headphones? I mean, yeah, they were. How did you even... I'll get you a new pair.
Wait, you don't get punished for that? Okay, so apparently was a non-strict parent. I feel like I've got strict and non-strict. They're kind of in the middle. Non-strict most of the time, but strict when they need to be. You need to be very strict in a situation like that. You can't be going around snipping up headphones. I feel like non-strict parents are parents with money, or parents who don't care about their children, or they're like always in Xanax. Because I'm telling you right now, if I done that, oh my god, to even get me started. Non-strict parents are just people who understand kids make mistakes, but that's not a mistake though. What we seen in that video was her purposely snipping up headphones. She should be getting punished for that. I really hope that isn't how some parents are, because if a child does that, they need to get punished. They have to learn what is right and wrong, and quite clear that was wrong. This does not look normal to me. I'm with you, because like that isn't normal. They shouldn't be getting away with that. I love the last sentence. I got a new pair. This, we make mistakes, but we learn from it. Non-strict parents raise mindful kids, or non-strict parents also raise brats. If you're able to snip headphones and not get in trouble, like that's not good parenting. I'm all for being a nice parent, you know, being a loving parent. However, you do have to be strict at times. You have to put boundaries in place. If your child does stuff like that and you don't punish them, like, no, you're meant to. It's okay to punish your children. Obviously, don't be super strict. However, you do have to be kind of strict at times.
If you have no privacy and your parents go through all welcome. I am here to make your life easier. If you need to hide things on you when you're walking into the house, if you have long hair, put your hair up in a bun and stuff whatever you need to inside of that bun. You can also tape stuff to the inside of your thigh, and if you wear baggy sweatpants or pants, they will never know, hopefully. Or take the ink out of the highlighter and pop whatever you need to inside. If you're not allowed to wear certain types of clothes, just put those clothes inside of other clothes that you are allowed to wear. If you have a stuffed animal that you don't care about, cut a hole in it and shove whatever you need to inside of it. Same with your mattress or your pillow. I also sewed secret pockets into all my clothes. Subtle plug because I'm selling all my clothes on Depop. You can also hide stuff in the back of remotes, take out the batteries, PCs, like old DVDs, stuff like that. Or hide it in plain sight because they're never gonna look there. So just hide it in their room or just out and about where they can see it. If you want more, I'm gonna keep making them, and this whole playlist is full of them.
That's actually quite interesting because I feel like whenever it comes to hiding stuff, people overthink it and then they eventually get caught. Hide it in plain sight, like put it in like the living room, because they're not going to be searching the living room, they're more likely to search your room. And also with the whole searching you before you go out, I never experienced that. But I remember one time I was out with my friend, they had an electronic cigarette at the time, I think it was like 13 or 14. It basically ran out of charge and they wanted me to charge it up. So obviously I came home and started charging it and I was freaked out. Like I was so scared of being caught. Even though it wasn't mine, it was theirs, and like if my parents caught me with it, I'd probably get in trouble. I remember it got charged up and I was going out, so my mum was like dropping me off. It was in my pocket the whole time and I was thinking, oh my god, imagine if she asked me to put my pockets inside out. Even though like she wouldn't. Like I was overthinking so much. Tips for hiding stuff in your phone when they look through it. Okay, so I actually had a second phone. I only got it because my phone would get taken off me and I whenever I was like 14, which is understandable because I would stay up all night. I've actually got it right here. Like it's an iPhone 6 and I can't remember how many years ago I got it, quite a few years. I remember I got it secondhand off Amazon. And fun fact, I actually had to get it off Amazon because I used to have the fake iPad. I used to have an iPad cover and basically I popped my iPad out of the iPad cover and put the fake one in and hoped that like my parents wouldn't go on it. It worked a few times, but then I eventually got caught and they threw it out. However, what I would maybe recommend is to get a second-hand phone, but then if you get caught with that, you could get in trouble. They have an app connected to my device to see everything. See, that's not normal. That's too far. You do need privacy as a child. Like if your parents take all your privacy away, that's not good. I can understand protecting your children on social media. I understand restriction. However, having an app which is connected to your device and then they can see everything you see, nah, that's a bit weird.
Okay, I'm asking my kind of strict mom hypothetical questions.
I am strict, let's be real.
Okay, so if you look in the background, you can actually see a cross. I think I know what type of parent this is, a Christian conservative.
What would you do if I got a C or lower in a class?
What would I do, Alyssa?
No, you have to answer the question.
Oh. I would tell you to work harder, that you are above C average child, that I know you can do better, and if you didn't pull that grade up, you would be grounded.
I absolutely despise that response. I'm going to tell you why. Whenever it comes to doing exams, if your child does badly, it doesn't mean that your child is dumb. It just means that they're not good at reading stuff and remembering it. That's literally the whole point. They're just not good at remembering stuff off a piece of paper. I was so bad at that stuff, mainly because I didn't try, but then second of all, whenever I did try, I just wasn't good at it. I can't read a piece of paper and remember it. Like I'm very hands-on. That's how I remember stuff. And obviously whenever it comes to exams, you know, if it's like a written exam, it's not hands-on. It's about remembering the stuff, revising it. So whenever I hear stories about kids getting in trouble because they don't do good in exams, especially revision written ones, sometimes I do feel bad for them because it's not because they're dumb or not trying. It's because they're not good at reading stuff off a piece of paper and remembering it.
I snuck out and went to a party and you found out the next morning.
You would be grounded for life. No, honestly,
there's one on here that's, my car got towed and it cost $900 to get it back.
That's on you, babe.
You wouldn't pay for it?
No.
Oh, okay.
I get that.
Skip class without telling you and you found out from my principal.
Well, your principal hated calling me.
Why though?
For your safety.
But like, what would you do to me?
You would be grounded. No phone, No social media, no friends.
Okay, turn off my location.
Oh, girl. I would not recommend doing that.
I understand
Still
that
today,
one.
even at 19. Don't ever do that.
Wait a minute, she's 19. Oh, okay. I was thinking she was maybe 14, 15, sneaking out. Can understand getting grounded for that. She's 19. No, I don't like this. This is a bit too strict for my liking. And then with the location thing, I've got family members' location. My friends have got my location. It's not because I'm controlling. It's in case I go missing or get lost. I like need them to help me. Does that make sense?
Okay, snuck a boy in.
Put cameras in my house. All around the house. Only Alyssa would have to pay for them.
Okay, throw a party without you being in town. And you found out the next morning.
I'd find out that night and come home.
I understand that.
Would you party with us?
Seriously?
I understand that one.
Throw the whole party out. I'd probably call the cops, actually.
What?
Yeah.
I already know this one. Drunk driving.
You act surprised that I would do that. Drunk driving?
Yeah.
I would fight you.
Yeah, go to jail.
Like, first of all, I would take your car, and you would not have your car anymore.
Yeah.
And then I would fight you. Like, big girl, like, I would kick your...
Understandable.
Yeah, well, good
I
thing we're never
understand
into
that.
Okay, came home at 2 o'clock in the morning and ignored calls and texts.
You had been
Yeah.
ignoring calls and texts? Well, I would find you. I would go find you. You wouldn't have to come home at 2 o'clock in the morning, because if you ignored me, I would find you.
Okay, and got a piercing or tattoo without you knowing.
Okay, no piercings, please.
Okay,
Your
but
face
like,
is too pretty.
if I did, what would you do?
Well, I mean, at this point, you're an adult. Just don't do anything you're gonna regret.
I'm totally posting that.
Okay, some of them were okay, some of them weren't okay. Whenever it came to being grounded for sneaking out or having a boy over, that's a bit too strict. She is 19. Drunk driving, party at your house without them knowing, I understand that. But this way, could you imagine coming home and your house has been completely trashed? Because these house parties get houses trashed. In my opinion, she was a bit too strict for my liking, but I also do understand why she'd be strict for some of them. Drunk driving, parties, etc. You know, that's understandable. But then on the flip side, she is 19. So glad my mum's not like this, I'm sorry. Yeah, I'm kind of with you. I would say most parents are probably like 30% like them, like they're strict but not that strict. Strict parents are so obsessed with their kids and controlling. I think it also has to do with religion sometimes. Now, this isn't to bash religion, however, I've noticed sometimes religious parents are very, very, very strict. And I think it's because they kind of want their children to be seen a certain way. You know, they're a religious family, etc. They want their children to do very well. And you know, sometimes they are very, very controlling. You have to let kids mess up, you know, you have to let kids make their own mistake. You cannot protect them from everything. I'm all for protecting kids up to a certain age. However, you can't treat them that way when they're 19. Drunk driving, understandable. If they bring a boy over, if they sneak out at the age of 19, like, come on.
Why you stopped teaching? To be honest, I just wanted to do hood rat with my friends.
What type of stuff do you have to be doing to have cameras put up in your house? Is your house like a drug den? Almost got my door taken off at one point. Oh my god, what are you doing to do that? If you even did do something bad. I feel like sometimes parents low-key like whenever the kid gets in trouble because it means that they can punish them and control them. By the sounds of it, your mum's like that. To be honest, my parents are like stalkers. That's the issue though. It's like you have to give a child privacy. You can't stalk them. The alarms go off if any windows or doors open after 11 and cameras everywhere. Okay, so what happened if you needed to go down to the kitchen to get a glass of water? Would your alarms go off? This is meant to be your family home. This is meant to be where like you live, not a bloody prison.
Can we just talk about the dedication that it takes to be able to date someone when you have strict parents? I'm gonna share some things that I absolutely hate about dating when I used to live with my parents. Okay, how annoying is it that you literally have to whisper on the phone, especially when they're being all like flirty with you or whatever, and you're trying to be like sexy back, but you have to like whisper. You're like, babe, you're so
Oh, is that a thing?
and then your mom immediately walks in the room and you have to end the call. You know what's even worse? When you literally can't go out any time of the day, let alone late at night. Like, that's not even an option. And it sucks because like when I was with my parents, if I went out like once during the week for something that wasn't like school related, I was not allowed to go out like another day. So you literally be going out with your man like once a week, or you'd have to lie and be like, I'm volunteering, or I have a school project or whatever.
Yeah, that's too
and then
much.
when your boyfriend also has strict parents, you guys literally only hang out in his car. Y'all, I am so sick of car dates, if you know what I mean. Like, I could never. I'm traumatized. And you also could never catch me holding this man's hand in public or like even being near him in public. Because my cousins, friends, dogs, neighbors, sister could be in the mall and snitch on me. I genuinely think the reason why I was so boy obsessed when I was younger was because I got such a rush out of like hiding it from my parents. Oh my god, don't even get me started about breakups. You know when you're so devastated and you're so sad, but you can only cry in your room because you can't let your parents find out that you're sad. So I'd literally stuff my face in my pillow and like cry and then come out and like do the dishes or like talk to my mom. Anyways, there'd also be times where I would get gifts, not a lot of the time, but once in a blue moon, and I would just be like, yeah, my friend got it for me, and my mom just thinking like, oh wow, she has such nice friends that just buy her flowers. It's funny because I was so boy obsessed when I was with my parents, and then when they kicked me out, I was just kind of like chilling. And I feel like I've noticed a pattern that like kids with strict parents are like hypersexual. Like, don't you find that odd? Like I've noticed every single person with strict parents, like they get around, and I'm wondering if it's
they're not
probably
allowed
because
to
like our parents
experiment.
try so hard to repress us that we just like want it even more, because now I can go out whenever the I want, but do I? No, I sit in my room and I talk to my freaking phone and make makeup videos. Oh my god, one last thing. My first boyfriend, he also had strict parents, but one time he snuck me into his house. Well, not really snuck, no one was home. But we were like literally planning escape routes in case his mom came home. We're like, hey, you're gonna go through this door, you're gonna go through this exit, this window. Funniest thing ever.
I can actually relate to that last bit because I've done it with my friends. We went to their house whenever we're not meant to be there. And my friend's basically like, right, okay, if we hear them going up the drive, you get out the back window and I'll meet you like 5 minutes later. It happened one time when I was at my friend's house and their grandparents walked in. Their grandparents were like, who are you? And I'm like, oh, you know, I'm gay. Oh, you know, don't worry, I'm not trying to touch your daughter. Strict parents make sneaky kids, coming from someone who's on her trap phone right now. They also make kids that can probably be messed up in the future, because put it this way, if kids are not exposed to stuff, they don't know how to deal with it. Whether it comes to drink, drugs, hypersexuality, stuff like that. Ugh. If they're basically completely muted to it most of their life, they're not going to know how to deal with it. My mum isn't strict, but she's like in between strict and doesn't care what I do. I feel like that's the best type of parent. Like, they are strict, they need to be strict when they need to be strict, but then not when they don't. They let you make mistakes in your own choices, however they're strict whenever they need to be. They're not unstrict, but then they're also not too strict. Like, it's kind of like the best mix of it. Well, anyways guys, that's really the video there. That's some strict parents who need their kids taken off them immediately. If you had strict parents or currently have strict parents and have had some horror stories, let me know down in the comment section. I'm really curious. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you're new, press big red subscribe button and see you all tomorrow for another video.